Alright, hello everybody. Just want to give an update. We just got an update from the Huntsville Weather Service office. There's a special weather statement just went out. Let me try to grab that information up here if it'll let me. At 9:21 p.m., strong thunderstorms will impact. Let me restart all over again, okay? Strong thunderstorms will impact west central Marshall, Coleman, southern Morgan, and southeastern Lawrence counties through 10 p.m. At 9:21 p.m. Central Standard Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from Emmenfield to 6 miles north of Berry. The movement was to the east at 40 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour possible. Areas impacted: Coleman, Hartselle, Arab, Huntsville, Good Hope, Falkville, Holly Pond, Dodge City, Baldwin, and Vinemont. So, are getting some of those higher winds coming in, and also some of those cells that are developing or, producing some gusty winds, able to dip into some of that energy aloft there, pull it down. So some gusty winds there moving toward Arab. I'm going to keep an eye on this and continue to watch it. Seeing some, some of that stronger activity pop up now, which the high resolution model showed that somewhere between, around 10 o'clock this will start happening. So it's definitely, getting some stronger stuff in there. I don't see any lightning in it, but it's just the gusty winds. I know it does note thunderstorms, but I don't see any lightning in these. Due to the south. Now there is some energy to the south, as you can see. There is some lightning along those areas, but I'm not seeing any lightning with these at this moment. Okay, so I do see that line, and I've been looking at that for a little bit. So all this is continuing off to the east. I know those are the terriblest arrows you've probably ever seen, so forgive me. So that's particularly the direction all this is moving in. Some very strong wind gusts along with those showers. There could be some thunder in there too. So I'm going to have to hang on to the storm relative with this one, because that... So also seeing an additional line. I'm seeing where some winds might be kind of rough over Triana. I do see a little bit of winds developing there too, just sporadically developing out. So there could be some strong winds around Harvest, Moore's Mill. I don't know why there's not a special weather statement on that, but yeah, some 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible for the Harvest area. I know there's no special weather statement on that, but there could be here any moment. Some 40, maybe 40 plus mile an hour winds going toward the Harvest area, Moore's Mill, New Market. That'll be going toward Ryland. And if you're in Huntsville, you got a little stray line here that's developed of some heavier stuff over, pretty close to Huntsville, actually right on top of Huntsville and Triana there. All that's continuing to push to the east. So Arab, you are included in this special weather statement, as well as the Union Grove area there in the far southwest portion there, western portion of Marshall County there. Okay. Again, there's nothing severe at the moment. We're just watching some stronger activity come in with some stronger winds. Been watching that for a few minutes. So if you're in the Arab area, Union Grove area, prepare for some 40, maybe 40 plus mile an hour wind gusts as that moves through. So again, we'll pull this up so you can take a look at it, and also make sure that you're able to see it. which I'm not sure if he was able to see that or not, to be honest. So hopefully you can see that. I know I'm not able to click the chat or click it up, because when I click it up that disappears, but it looks like you can see most of it. Let me adjust the screen just a little bit to the right, because you might not be able to see all of it. All this got out of whack when I went to update and everything. So let's move to the right just a little bit there. Let's pull that back up. Okay, you know what? Try that. See if that makes any difference. There we go. Okay. I was thinking it was just me there for a minute, but yeah, there we go. Strong thunderstorms will impact. And keep in mind, you may not hear any thunder with these, okay? I'm not seeing any lightning, but there still could be some thunder with them. I'm not going to rule that out. But mainly, you're probably not going to hear thunder, and you're just going to hear a lot of wind and rain. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. It's going to be west central Marshall, Coleman, southern Morgan, and southeastern Lawrence counties through 10 o'clock. At 9:21, which is just a little bit ago, Doppler radar tracking thunderstorms along a line extending from Ammonfield to 6 miles north of Berry, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So some 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Areas impacted would be Coleman, Hartselle, Arab, Huntsville, Good Hope, Falkville, Holly Pond, Dodge City, and Baldwin, along with Vinemont as well. Not seeing any hail in any of this, just the gusty winds. But yeah, I think I might be coming down with tonsillitis or something, as I know my tonsil is, feels like there's something there, stuck there, and I've been kind of losing my voice, so I think I might be coming down with tonsillitis or something again, so I took an antibiotic. Hopefully it goes away. That stuff's not fun. Fort Payne, there's currently really nothing to tell about that area right now. That's why, you know, if you know, once it gets into our area, I'll cover it. Right now, there's nothing but some rain and gusty winds. We've only had, believe it or not, and it's weird, I'm hearing reports, you know, mainly over which that's in the higher elevations of northeast Alabama, so it's to be expected. But hearing of some higher winds toward Henniger, I got a report from their fire department, or actually Wesley, one of the firefighters there. Thankfully he sent that in. He watched one of my lives here, and he sent that in on the live, said that it's really windy, probably gusts up to 30, so they're a little higher up in Henniger, so, you know, some 30-mile-an-hour gusts up there. Wouldn't rule out some 30s over in Fort Payne, especially look out mountain area. Y'all can see some really high winds with this when it comes through. Also, the higher elevations of Jackson County, like the, let me take a look at that, get some of those areas up really quick. So areas in Jackson County, you know, higher elevations of Stevenson, Bridgeport, Hollywood, Pisgah, Hyder, and DeKalb County. Also would not rule out, let me go back here, get that back up. Man, where was that area at? Yeah, just saw that come on there about Flat Rock, some higher winds there too. That's not surprising at all. We're in a little bit of a high elevation here, but it's not as high up as some of y'all are. Yeah, I figured there'd be a weather statement or something out on this little cell. These little guys here, it's coming through Harvest and Moore's Mill, because they're really blowing up there on the velocity.
Comes back to Jose Luis Solis.
Yeah, personally. But I guess I could see why, because I see there's only a few spots that were showing over 20, so you know, I do see that. You have to look, sometimes you have to look at it with different tools. You can't just rely on one. There's a 45, so I mean, yeah, think that should be a special weather statement on that. 45.9. That's going toward harvest, so there's a possibility of some 40 plus mile an hour winds going toward harvest. But I'm sure, you know, when they think it's needed, they'll put it out. See if I can use get my HD radar up and see if it's a little bit better than that one is. It might be, then again, it may not be. So let's see if it is. Okay, so it is just, it does show me a little bit more than what that one did. So I'm seeing another little line developing here. That's going toward Coleman, so that's really what we're watching, is just this main line come through. So some heavier stuff developing now, coming into Coleman. Of course, you are under a special weather statement if you're in Coleman. Hanceville area as well under that. Just a pretty good little line down through there where there could be some high winds. So far, everything looking pretty good for northeast and North Alabama at this moment. The line's having a big time struggle getting together. No tornadoes expected out of this. I just pulled the chat up. The tornado threat, I looked at the models and it's nearly I say nearly non-existent. It actually is non-existent, but in northeast Alabama, but I don't ever fully say zero. I mean, even though the models say zero, I don't say zero, because I know we've had stuff pop up before with zero, absolutely no chance of a tornado whatsoever. I've seen it do it. So won't say zero. I'll say, 1% less. I don't know that you can go less than 1% unless there's some math whiz out there that knows something I don't know. But yeah, it's like nearly non-existent. By the models, it is non-existent. By me, I say nearly non-existent. So our main threats are going to be gusty winds. I mean, that's what we should see out of this. High winds, gusty winds out of it. Grove Oak, same thing, just some gusty winds. And they're expected to come through. It shows around 10 o'clock. That's when the newest model showed. That was earlier, though. Let's have a look at them now. Okay, so the model's still showing that threat of some higher winds, but they have backed it off just a bit. They're putting it a bit further south of us now, showing that, areas like southern Marshall County, 50-mile-per-hour winds. They've backed the 50 off a bit. When it comes to southwest portions of the cab, they backed it off. It's showing that we may get some higher end 40s, could be a 50 or two in there, but the highest they're putting South Marshall County into that, with it being south, where the heaviest stuff's supposed to go. That's pretty much where the forecast, the heaviest bands are supposed to go till 10 o'clock. So they have backed it down just a little bit, but still, if you're in Fife, maybe, I don't think it goes quite up to Rainsville, but it may. I'm gonna say Fife and Henniger will go that far with it. Fife, Henniger, and Crossville, Dawson, Kilpatrick areas. Geraldine, all them, Whiten, Painter. If y'all are in them areas, Grove Oak, y'all are in that area that you could see just potentially some higher gusts out of this. But the models are wanting to put it a little bit south, further south. I don't really see them changing much more at this point. So we're getting a pretty good idea of where those high winds are going to hang out at, pretty much. So that's what we're looking at, the future models there. Still showing some gusty winds, but I'm not seeing no 60s or nothing like that, which is great. But basically all of that is going to be with this big batch right here. So, the line pretty much, doesn't really go no higher than that. I think the line, I don't even think it goes to Henniger. I'm going to say it cuts off right here. and it goes like that right there. It completely cuts off, Jackson County, and y'all just get some high winds, maybe 40, maybe some 40s, 30, 40. That's a terrible looking circle. But yeah, what we're seeing, there could be some 40, 50 mile an hour winds out of this. If you're in Coleman, you're in the, that area that is showing up on the models here, Huntsville, Arab, southern Marshall County, probably pretty shortly. I figure y'all will go under a special weather statement shortly around Albertville and Boaz. Possibility that southwest portions of the cab could go under a special weather statement in a little while. Looks like it would probably cover the areas that I just spoke about, probably Geraldine to, somewhere around Geraldine, Fife areas, if this holds together as it passes. And right now it's right on track, showing exactly what the models were showing. So we'll watch this little area. Could be some high winds, but that's it with it pretty much. Once that moves through, we'll have, some colder air on the way behind this, and maybe some snow showers in the morning. I haven't really looked at the forecast yet, but they were calling for some snow showers earlier. No problem. Section in Dutton area, y'all are just looking at a bunch of rain and wind right now. Just some gusty stuff, maybe 30, 20, 30. I don't think it's quite that high yet. But we're just watching this area here to see how far, some of that energy can reach. There's not a lot to deal with, to be honest. There's more shear than anything with that lower level jet, but it just depends on, if these things hold up. And right now they're looking a little bit brighter on the radar than they were, so they might just hold up and get on into Marshall and DeKalb counties here in a little bit. So I've got to take a quick break. Everybody hang on, bear with me, and I will be right back here in just a minute. So don't go nowhere. I mean, unless you have to. It's all good. Nothing severe, just some strong stuff with gusty winds. That's pretty much the main threat with it. So tornado threat again, like non-existent according to the model. So there you go. So hopefully that'll help you out. But be right back. Just give me 1 minute here. Gonna have to step back. Okay, just got back. Dutton is at 46 mile an hour wind gust. Wow. Okay, so let's get right into that. Alright, so y'all are showing 46. Now that don't surprise me. I mean, I'm seeing some of these higher, these thunderstorms here. Or not thunderstorms, but heavier showers there. And yeah, I do see a swath of some higher winds there. Yeah, almost in the 50s up there. So yeah, that's about right for that area. So I do see some higher winds there, up there toward Dutton and Section, Scottsboro area, Hollywood.
I'll call them back.
So yeah, I do see a little area there of some of them higher winds trying to be, pulled down a bit. So yeah, that's really accurate speed there. So 46 mile per hour gust. Was that measured or estimated, Tyler? Okay, so it wasn't. So it was basically estimated with your phone. Okay, I got you. Yeah, estimated. I got you. Okay, thanks for that. Anybody else got any updates to pass along?
Fort Payne's advised Cherokee County. The Payne is moving. Okay, I appreciate that.
So yeah, y'all definitely got some higher winds there than we do here, which, it's only blowing out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour right now. That's on our higher station there. Our higher station is up at probably 12 feet. It's not very high up. I mean, I don't know, I may have underestimated that height a little, underestimated the height. I think it's actually about 15 feet up on the tower there. Our tower's 40 feet. I've got it up about, I'm going to say 15 feet. And our secondary station's closer to the ground. It's showing 3 miles per hour out of southeast. So just a little bit of difference, not much.
What was the destination? At the Brothers Shop on Grove Road North. I'm not sure of the exact address.
Road 685-98.3. Hey, Tom, I'm at 1 stand down. You've been canceled for County 911.
Okay, so at the rate this is tracking, it's tracking kind of northeast or east-northeasterly. And it does appear to be strengthening just a bit. So if it does continue, that's a heavier shower there with maybe some embedded thunder. It would put it, yeah, look at that track, how close that was. So, yeah, it looks like it would go, of course, toward Arab, Albertville areas. And then on off toward, it's expected to weaken, it showed, as it moves into DeKalb County there. And the northern part of the line is supposed to pretty much just weaken out completely with only the threat of some 30, 40 mile an hour gusts up in Jackson County, which we've already had some of those reports with that. And over here in DeKalb, southwest portions could see a bit higher gusts, in those areas. So I don't believe it's going to go much further north than the track that it's got right now. So I believe it's going to stop somewhere right in there, but it could go further north. There's a possibility of anything, but right now this is all we got is that special weather statement. 938 moving northeast. Okay, so we're still going till 10 o'clock with that special weather statement that does include Arab, Huntsville, Good Hope, Coleman, Falkville, Holly Pond, Dodge City, Baldwin, and Vinemont. Yeah, let's see, I got a lot of people asking questions. Bear with me there. I'm going to look on down through here, and I'll get to everybody one at a time here. Barometric pressure here in Skirham is 28.57 at this moment. Okay, what about Rome, Georgia? Okay, that's the next one I was going to get to. So let me look at some of the some of that information for you, and I believe looks like we just got a little bit of an add-on there to that line. So, okay, let me back it up, and I'll check some of the models out. So as far as Georgia goes, I do see some of those winds potentially reaching into Georgia. I'm trying to figure out which area that is, so bear with me. I'm looking at it on my map here, but it's not showing any location whatsoever. So I'm just pulling my map up. Hopefully it don't crash everything. Okay. Alright, so here's our warm front pushing through. That's currently what we're dealing with now, is that warm front continuing to move to the northeast. And it is warming up behind it. But it's going to get cold here when that cold front moves through. Okay, Rome, Georgia. Okay, so yes, actually you are right in that area where they was predicting some of those gustier winds. So the Storm Prediction Center right now, I don't know where that came from, but okay, so I'm very very confused about what I'm seeing here, so just bear with me. I got an alert out, but that alert is not making any sense. So I'm trying to get some information on here. Okay, so for some odd reason, you know, they're showing a high or a wind warning in effect, and it goes all the way into, you know, pretty much everywhere I'm clicking, it's saying wind warning. So I'm kind of wondering if that's not an error on this thing's part. But anyway, the threat of severe weather. Let's get back to that anyway. I'll figure that out some other time. Right now, looking forward, the severe threat dives south after it moves east across our area. So there could be some gusty winds at Rome, Georgia, but the threat of severe weather just dives south. It goes over, looks like the far southern portion of Georgia and into Florida. That's where that marginal threat goes down to. So it will be well away from you. You know, all that energy, again, is well south of our area. So you could get some gusty winds out of this, but that's about, you know, it at this point. And I am still trying to figure out why this thing is saying... Okay, it says wind advisory there, and now it's saying high wind or warning. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm kind of curious. Let's find out if that's true or not.
South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming west 10 to 15 miles per hour after midnight. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%. Monday, much cooler. A slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers.
How about that?
Highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35
The
miles
red
per
dots
hour.
represent storm spotters.
Chance of precipitation 20%. Monday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of snow showers in the evening, then a slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in
You see
the
there,
mid-20s.
every one of us spotters have a beacon on them,
10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35
which shows, you know,
miles per
their
hour.
information.
Chance of snow 20%. Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. North winds around 10 miles
So we do
per
have a
hour.
chance of some freezing rain in the
Gusts
morning.
Up to 25 miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows 15 to 20. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. Wednesday night, cold, clear. Lows 15 to 20. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 30s.
Man, that's going to be
Thursday
cold.
night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid-20s. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of snow showers. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Moderate snow accumulation possible.
Moderate snow accumulation possible. You guys heard it.
Chance of snow 50%. Friday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers, mainly in the evening. Moderate snow accumulation possible. Near steady temperature around 30. Chance of precipitation 50%. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-30s. Lows in the lower 20s. Sunday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Highs around 40. This is a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact west central Marshall, Coleman, southern Morgan, and southeastern Lawrence counties through 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 9:21 p.m. Central Standard Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along the line extending from Mansfield to 6 miles north of Barrie. Movement was east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Source, radar indicated. Impact, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Locations impacted include Coleman, Hartselle, Arab, Hansville, Good Hope, Falkville, Holly Pond, Dodge City, Baldwin, and Vinemont. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. The following is a wind advisory for the northeast.
Okay, so all I am hearing is wind advisory, so that must be an error on that other radar site, which, you know, everything bugs out every now and then. So, but still tracking these stronger thunderstorms, or showers rather. There is some, you know, some nice little segments, Boeing line segments in there. Some of those, you know, some higher winds there. South Vinemont especially, coming right at them, and Eva, anywhere from there to Coleman, Good Hope, Baileyton, Holly Pond, Arab eventually. So some higher winds are going to be associated with those Bowen line segments there as it continues east. So we will more than likely see another special weather statement issued out pretty shortly. That'll probably cover Guntersville. It may go a little further north. I'm noticing it building just a little bit further north than what the models are showing. So a little bit further north, that would, if we went ahead and issued one, or they issued one further north, it would put it for southern parts of Jackson. You know, would go ahead and cover Marshall County, and then maybe, you know, on over in DeKalb County here in a little bit. But let's see what happens with this first, if it does weaken. But yeah, moderate snow accumulation, that is not something I have heard since 2010, maybe somewhere out in there. That's something I hadn't heard. So that's kind of got me a little bit excited there. So, but we know how that can change. Okay, no wind at your place in Rome. That's good. That is good. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Leslie, thanks so much. I try to ease everybody's mind. Yeah, thanks, Tyler. I know I got a map here that usually pops me, you know, usually will pop it right up, so I was able to pull it up pretty quick. Yeah, Jennifer, I heard that. Nothing going on in Fort Payne but some rain and some wind. That's about it. Looks like I'm looking at old comments at this point. You will get some of this in Gadsden. Yes, I keep forgetting I have people in Gadsden, but yes, you will more than likely get some of this in Gadsden at the rate it's at right now. You know, you probably more than likely will get some gusty winds with it there. And I hate that it blew your wind off the wind blew your back screen off. That's door off. That's not good. That's it. Thanks so much. Yeah, I appreciate that, and it is like I've been, you know, I've upgraded a lot. Like I just updated our models and everything so that we can get the same models that the meteorologists use, and I was so skeptical about that, of actually having enough to do it. So I was very skeptical about it. I'm trying a 3-day free trial, to see how I like it. I still think it's a little bit expensive myself, but when you're doing this, it's actually worth it. Also, purchased some of the graphic design tools and stuff. I spent over 8 hours last night designing the new logos that you're seeing. It takes a lot of time to think about that stuff, like what to do. And thanks with the help of AI, I was able to make it happen, but it took a long time to get it right. Even with AI, I could not get it the way I wanted it. So, I finally got it the way I wanted it today. So I do appreciate everybody. And again, not required, but if you would like to, there's my Cash App. If you want to send $1, 50 cents, I don't care. Whatever it is, I'll be happy with it. Every little bit helps. So, thanks again. I'm glad I could help out. And I'm surprised Wesley ain't on, or Mike. I gotta check on Mike. It's not like him not to be on. He must be really sick. So, yeah, I need to check on Mike. So, shout out to you there, Mike, over at Eider at the fire department there. And I hadn't heard from him. I think he was sick last time I heard. So, hope he's all right. Okay, so that's some good news. Special weather statement was canceled for the Arab area, so we're going to see if this weakens on out or, what it does. It could do a little bit of both. I'm still tracking some gusty winds with it. Wow, just like that, they weakened. Look at that, how quick. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool how quickly that weakened out. But yeah, it was going until 10 o'clock, so I'm going to stand by. There could be another issuance, and I believe there will be. I'm thinking that this radar is playing tricks with me about what I'm seeing here. So still showing some indications of some 40-mile-per-hour winds, 42 there north of west of Eva, and that's going to be tracking on toward Arab. So, there more than likely will be another special weather statement out here pretty shortly. So yeah, still seeing Doppler radar indicated some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds along that line. So even though that was canceled, still be alert there if you're in South Vinemont, Coleman, Eva. It's looking pretty, dark on the radar there. So there is some wind there. It's not the strongest, but there is going to be some strong winds with it. 30 to 40 miles per hour anywhere along that line there. And it's starting to develop all the way up. Looks like I'm even seeing a little bit there toward Harvest, moving into Huntsville, Triana area, seeing some, just a little bit of that line moving east of them. So Eva, you're next in line with this gusty wind potential. Don't pay attention to the winds ahead of it there. I know they're showing like 80, 90 miles per hour, but they're not making it to the ground at that speed. We're actually beaming really, pretty high up. The further away from the radar, the higher up you go, and you can kind of see that this is a more realistic level of how high the winds are, near the ground. Like, closer you are, you can see closer to the ground. Further out you go, you notice they're showing 60, and then they go up. a little bit to 80, and then they go up even higher. So that's looking higher up into things here. And this right here is actually where the precip is pulling some of that wind down from above. So we got two different wind shifts here. We got one coming out of the west, and that's what you're seeing here is the wind change direction. So we got winds coming out of the west with a cold front, and we got a warm front lifting northeast, and that winds are pushing in that direction with that, or actually rather, let me draw this one more time, get this right. This direction out of the southeast. So that's where they're going. That's how they're doing. And pretty much just running into each other. These winds are kind of running into each other there. Wow, nice little line developing there. Yeah, Leslie, if I didn't have, sponsors, I wouldn't be able to do this. Honestly, I wouldn't. So, yeah, I try to keep everybody safe, for free. I know everybody can't, just can't afford to spend any money. I get it. But if it wasn't for my sponsors, I'd be in trouble. Just to be honest. So, yeah, I would be in big trouble. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So, I appreciate everybody. I do think in the morning time we could get some freezing rain. I really do. I do think there could be some strong winds in DeKalb County. I'm watching another line develop. It's actually, you can see it on the radar there. And that's what I'm watching. And I'm, pretty sure there'll be another special weather statement added up with that here.
Cold. A slight chance of thunderstorms early this evening. Showers early this evening. Then a slight chance of showers late.
Yeah, Tyler, check on Mike for me. Let me know how he is. Because I tell you, he said he was pretty sick last time I talked to him.
South winds 10 to 20 miles.
I would like to know, what's going on. Because he's usually the first one on here when there's severe weather.
40 miles per hour.
or strong or anything. He sees me live, he's there. So he must be really sick.
Much cooler. A slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers. Highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 20%.
So there's that line firing back up again.
Mostly cloudy.
Seeing some 30s in there, and if that keeps up, there will be another special weather statement needed. We got 40 right now, so if you're in Arab and Union Grove, there's a possibility you could get some of those higher wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, as we've been talking about for a little bit.
Miles per hour. Chance of snow 20%. Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows 15 to 20. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. Wednesday night.
So South Vinebond, if you're in that area, you're getting some gusty winds right now. Looks like the radar,
Mostly sunny.
yeah, hopefully I didn't.
30s.
48, so yeah, some 48, maybe 50 mile an hour gusts there coming towards South Vinebond.
Slight chance
We are beaming a little bit high up, just a little bit, and I can't go, can't go any lower than that. So
of snow showers.
some 30, I'll say 40, because we are beaming a little high up.
Moderate snow accumulation possible.
So that's going toward Coleman, Good Hope, Holly Pond, Baileyton, and even the Arab area.
Friday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers, mainly in the evening. Moderate snow accumulation
And I'm noticing a little bit of a bow echo showing up, just a little bit toward Eva. So some of those winds are jetting ahead just a little bit there. So there's some strong wind gust right in there.
Lows in the lower 20s. Sunday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Highs around 40. The following is a wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following county, Cherokee, Alabama. Wind advisory remains in effect from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. What? Winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour with
Okay, back.
to 35 miles per hour expected. Where? A portion of central Alabama. When? From 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Trees could be blown down and a few power outages.
All right, yeah, those winds are going to continue to increase behind that warm front that's lifting northeast. And, this wind on the backside, it's going to get pretty windy. So, it's going to get windy. Just be ready. We're waiting on it to come into Marshall County right now and seeing what happens.
Following counties in Alabama, DeKalb, Jackson, and Marshall. Wind advisory remains in effect until
Hollywood, you're going to get some gusty winds with this too, but looks like the highest threat of that will be anywhere, south of you, is what it looks like.
per hour expected all of northern Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. When? Until 30 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects.
I'll tell you, for this thing to be moving 45 miles per hour, it seems like I could drive faster on a bicycle and get here quicker than this thing, to be truthful.
Difficult, especially for high
See how fast it's moving.
Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. At 10 p.m. In East Belfield in 14, rain was falling. The temperature was 49.
So it's moving off to the northeast at 52 miles per hour.
Relative humidity
Well, I'll tell you, 46 knots equals 52 miles per hour, so it sure don't seem like it's moving at 50. Seems more like it's moving at 5.
hour was 0.14 inches. Dekalbcwx Regional Airport, light rain and
So far, no new advisories out.
degrees. The dew point was 52, making the relative humidity 100%. Winds were south at 9 miles an hour, gusting to 21. The pressure was
Except for that one there south of Coleman.
inches and falling. The report from Valley Head was not
I do still believe there will be another one go up.
across the area.
I'm watching this little area right here.
Huntsville, heavy rain and fog at 58. Gadsden, rain at 55. Coleman, heavy rain and fog at 57. Chattanooga, rain and fog at 48.
Okay, so there is a break in the line there, and I'm, where that
In Albertville,
bit of broad stuff is showing up there. Let me swap out on the radar,
rain at 49.
because the low filter seems to do a lot better when spotting things. Okay, so there is a break in the line there, so I'm watching that.
Rain was falling with a temperature of 59 at Birmingham and 34 at Knoxville. It was cloudy with a temperature of 40 at Memphis, 54 at Nashville, 47 at Atlanta, and 51 at Tupelo. At Chattanooga, rain and fog were reported with a temperature of 48. Now here is the local forecast for the northeast Alabama listening area. Wind advisory remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Overnight,
So this little area here is showing that there could be some, upper level rotation with it. That's going to be on that little area there about to go into Marshall County. That little area right there has got my attention there. Right there.
20 miles per
It's not strong.
to 15 miles.
It's just some, some rotation, showing that there's winds moving toward and away from the radar in a really close spot. So I'm just keeping my eyes on it.
Slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning.
And that's not in Marshall County, it's to the west.
Highs in the mid-30s.
Okay, not seeing a thing on the
15 miles per hour
debris signature, nothing like that showing up. Which, you know, it'd have to be a lot more intense than that to show a debris signature, unless it was, you know, quick.
A slight chance of snow showers in the evening, then a slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the
So it's
mid-20s.
really, really weak. I mean, it's not, you know, if it was these colors here, or that, you know, if you've seen those two colors together like that, I'd say, yeah, we got a tornado, but, you know, we're not seeing that. It's really, really weak. In fact, it's extremely weak, but, you know, there's a wind direction change there, so that's why I'm watching it, and there's a break in the line, so that's what I am just watching, you know, just to be sure nothing quickly spins up, which it likely won't, but, you know, just something to watch. I'm going to add storm motion back into it and see if I can pick it up. Yeah, I can pick it up even when I add the storm motion back.
Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 30s. Thursday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of flurries after midnight.
Yeah, that is going away, so that's good. That is great.
Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of snow showers. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Moderate snow accumulation possible. Highs in the mid-30s. Chance of snow 50%. Friday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers, mainly in the evening. Moderate snow accumulation possible. Near steady temperature around 30. Chance of precipitation 50%. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-30s. Lows in the lower 20s. Sunday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Highs around 40. The following is a wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following county, Cherokee, Alabama. Wind advisory remains in effect from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. What? Winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour expected. Where? A portion of central Alabama. When? From 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Trees could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles.
Sorry guys, just working in the background here.
Secure outdoor objects. You're listening to the voice of the National Weather Service on NOAA Weather Radio Station WWF-44. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office in Huntsville and is transmitted on a frequency of
So if you're referring to Bryant, Alabama,
The following is a wind advisory for the
trying to pull that up, I did see that question.
for the following counties in Alabama: DeKalb, Jackson, and Marshall. Wind advisory remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday, all of northern Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. What? Southwest
Okay,
winds
so it's
20
showing me
miles
that
per
you
hour,
are
gusts up to 40 miles per hour expected all of northern Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee.
southeast of Bridgeport in Jackson County. That's what it's showing me on the map here. If you're in that area, you've got just a little bit longer before it officially gets there.
Central Standard
The warm front is currently situated right on top of Albertville, Guntersville, Boaz, and it's moving northeast.
result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. At 10 p.m. In East Belfield, 14, rain was falling. The temperature was 49 degrees. The dew point was 46, making relative humidity 91%.
So the good news, no special weather statements have been reissued yet.
The pressure was 29.7.
I do still see the potential for some gusty winds with this,
The last hour was 0.
but I do see it not looking as bright as it was on the radar a few minutes ago either. So
Fog were reported.
still a little skinny line there coming across.
The dew point was 52, making relative humidity 100%.
It's about to enter into the western portion of Marshall County there around Arab. And Owens Crossroads is heading that way, as well as New Hope and Union Grove area in Marshall County. So there's a little skinny line there trying to maintain itself as it moves east.
And 47. Huntsville, heavy rain and fog at 58. Gadsden, rain at 55. Coleman, heavy rain and fog at 57. Chattanooga, rain and fog at 48. Once again, at 10 p.m. In Albertville, light rain and fog at 52. In 14, rain at 49.
So let me check on the high resolution models here in the background and see if they've
Regional weather.
changed their mind on those winds.
Rain was falling with a temperature of 59 at Birmingham and 34 at Knoxville.
Okay, so they're still holding
Was cloudy.
to, original.
Memphis, 54 at Nashville, 47 at Atlanta, and 51 at Tupelo. At Chattanooga, rain and fog were reported with a temperature of 48. Now here is the local forecast for the northeast Alabama listening area. Wind advisory remains in
Alright, yeah, I figured that Mike had been sick with the flu.
overnight. Cold. A slight chance of thunderstorms early this evening.
Yeah, the person mentioning Coleman, I believe I saw that just a minute ago.
Slight chance of showers late. Locally heavy rain.
Yeah, actually, I did see that just a minute ago.
Lows around 30. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming less 10 to 15 miles per hour after midnight. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain
Some
100%.
upper level stuff,
Monday, much cooler.
but there is a little bit of a directional change.
In the morning, cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers. Highs in the mid-30s.
Yeah, that's interesting to watch. I know I was looking at it right before I switched to the chat, and that's
5 miles per hour.
those winds are awfully close together there. They're not showing that they're increasing in speed together, like they're not, showing me bright colors. At least, the green over there where the winds are moving toward the radar
Steady temperature in the mid-20s.
are not showing me,
15 miles per
I'm not seeing an exact couplet, but there is broad rotation there.
chance of snow 20.
East of Coleman, now going toward Holly Pond.
Cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows 50
Yeah, just trying to see if I can see a signature, but I can't. It's so far south.
Wednesday,
I can't even see a signature. More than likely this is really high up.
30s. Wednesday night, cold.
See how far we're beaming. This could be really high up in the storm.
Mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 30s.
Oh yeah, our beam height's really high up.
Cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight
So let's see if I got a closer radar.
near steady
I
temperature.
believe Birmingham would be a little bit closer, so let's try to beam it with Birmingham. Didn't mean to go that far in, but
Afternoon. Moderate snow accumulation possible. Highs in the mid-30s.
okay.
Chance of snow 50%. Friday night,
Okay, so
mostly cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers, mainly in the evening. Moderate
So
snow
it's showing us a different story when we're looking at it from Birmingham, and let's see how far out our beam height is
precipitation 50%.
compared to what it just was, which this is still showing me a lot of an error.
Highs in the mid-30s. Lows in the
I mean, my goodness, this is just the same.
mostly cloudy in the morning. Then
See, that was 48.
highs around 40. The time is 10:23 p.m. Central Standard Time. The following is a wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following county.
I need to get my beam back up here. Come on.
Wind advisory remains in effect from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. What? Winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles
Yeah, it's
per
a
hour.
little bit lower to the ground when we're going from Birmingham
Central Alabama.
than it is to Huntsville, but yeah.
From 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Trees could be blown down and a few power outages may result.
keep an eye on that little area there. I'm going to watch it.
The following is a wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following counties.
Because it is, you know, showing some signs of rotation there with that little area.
Wind advisory remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central Standard.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on 2 different scans near Baileyton. So there is, you know, there is a little bit of a notch in there, which is showing me that the winds are changing direction. So there is some rotation there.
All of northern Alabama and southern
I'm trying to, you know, shoot different angles, get a better idea.
north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern
Not able to see it on the reflectivity at all.
3 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. At 10 p.m. In East Belfield in 14, rain was falling. The temperature was 49 degrees. The dew point was 46.
So yeah, there is a little bit of rotation there with that cell, and it is, you know, been continuous for the next, you know, past few minutes. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that area.
0.79 inches and falling. Rainfall in the last hour was 0.14 inches.
You see, it's one reason why I always say, you know, I don't, even though the models say 0%, that's why I say what I say and how I say it. But this is not a signature that you would see a tornado touchdown with. Now, if both sides look like the red side there looks, which is going away from the radar, or yeah, going away from the radar side there, if that other side looked like that, then I would say, yeah, there's something going on. Which there is something going on, but it's just not intense enough yet. So if that green area starts to get bright, really close right there, then we got something to worry about. But right now, it could still produce some gusty winds.
Once again, at 10 p.m. in Albertville, light rain and fog in 52.
Yes, I mean, that's
Rain in 49.
not much of a, you know, so we got some 40 mile per hour winds, 30, 40,
Weather conditions at 10 p.m.
and they're kind of swirling together a bit.
59 at Birmingham and 34 at Knoxville. It was cloudy with a temperature of 40 at Memphis, 54 at Nashville, 47 at Atlanta, and 51 at Tupelo. In Chattanooga, rain and fog were reported.
And our winds have just picked it up big time out there.
Now here is the local forecast for the northeast Alabama listening area.
I am watching that area very carefully. Don't think I'm not. You know, it. Anytime something like that's there, it grabs my attention. I watch it.
A slight chance of thunderstorms early this evening. Showers early this evening. Then a slight
But I'm not currently seeing signs that would say a tornado yet.
fall possible early this evening. Lows around 30. Southwind
What I'm seeing is just some, you know, upper level broad rotation
10 to 15 miles per
Um,
hour after midnight.
and gusty winds with it.
Gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%. Monday, much cooler. A slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers. Highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 20%. Monday night, cold. Mostly cloudy.
Wow, Tyler, that's amazing.
Showers in the evening. Then a slight chance of flurries after midnight.
Thanks, Caitlin. I appreciate it.
Steady temperature in the mid-20s.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know why you wouldn't be getting notified. That's weird.
35 miles per hour.
Unless Facebook decide to shadow ban us again, which wouldn't surprise me.
Partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. I do appreciate it.
To 20. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s.
So now I've started to notice,
Wednesday night,
you know, some slightly brighter colors showing up.
Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 30s.
But still,
Night, cold. Mostly
You know, usually when the rotation's intense, you can spot it on the reflectivity. And that's why I keep switching, because usually you can spot it with the reflectivity scan. And let me try another one. Maybe my other one will pick it up better. Alright, it's going to crash it, it looks like. Yeah, it's going to crash, so bear with me. I have to pull it right back up again. It does this sometimes. It gets overwhelmed, and there it goes. So bear with me, we'll get that back up. Working on getting the radar back right now. Alright, we should be back up. Yeah, sometimes when switching between those colors, it just, I don't know, it gets confused. Alright, I'll just leave it. Alright, so Marshall County, it is finally there. I know y'all been waiting forever, but if you're in Union Grove, you're getting some of the wind. If you're in Arab, you're about to get some of the wind. This line's moving on toward Guntersville and Douglas. And I'm going to try again to switch those colors out. And I believe we did switch. I do see just a little notch. I mean, just a little tiny bit of something there. But it is not showing enough rotation to be, you know, really anything. But we'll watch it anyway. So our line looks like it is starting to strengthen up again, and you know, that's what I'm watching as it's moving into the mountain terrain. You know, we've been through this 100 times. They like to do this stuff. Something about the mountains. But, starting to see some slightly higher wind gusts showing up there near Owens Crossroads, New Hope, Union Grove area, and Marshall County, and moving to the east. And yeah, our line is getting a lot brighter in color. Alright, Arab, you'll be next in line here. And don't think I'm ignoring Jackson County. I am not in any way ignoring Jackson County. So we do have a line that's extending into Jackson now too, over Gurley, Paint Rock, some high winds possible. 40, maybe 50 miles per hour could be possible for those areas in Paint Rock. Also noticing an area that I'm going to be keeping an eye on near New Hope there. I'm going to be watching that little area. So if you're anywhere around Grant, be expecting some high winds here shortly. Paint Rock, Pleasant Groves, Skyline, Hollywood, Scottsboro, Asbel, Grant, Guntersville, here pretty shortly. Okay, so not seeing nothing too concerning on that one.
A slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers. Highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 20%. Monday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of snow showers in the evening, then a slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid-20s. North winds 10 to 15
Thank you,
miles
hon,
per
for
hour.
staying on as long as you have been. So patient. I don't know how long you've been on with me, but it's been a while.
Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then
She's
clear.
been sitting over here on live patiently, not saying anything, so
Miles per hour.
appreciate that. I know it gets boring.
Miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening.
Yes, they are tracks. That's what the white lines are. They are storm tracks.
20.
And yes, we could get some rough weather. That's what we're watching now, moving into Marshall County, Jackson County. You know, there's no weather statement out on it, which I'm kind of surprised, but
Lows 15 to 20. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 30s. Thursday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid-20s. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of snow
alright, so
showers.
Roanoke, Alabama, you guys have got a chance of some thunderstorms there. The warm front's currently moving right over you. This line of showers and storms will continue to move your way,
50%.
but they're expected to weaken out as they do so.
Cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers, mainly in the evening. Moderate snow accumulation possible. Near steady temperature around 30. Chance of precipitation 50%.
Now, it seems like I saw an outlook. I'm having to back away from our radar up here.
Mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-30s. Lows in the lower 20s.
Okay, pull that up.
Mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Highs around 40. You're listening to the voice of the National Weather Service on NOAA Weather Radio Station WWF 44. This broadcast
Okay, so you guys are just to the north of any severe stuff. So, yeah, y'all are just north of it. So, not expected anything severe there.
The following is a wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following county, Cherokee, Alabama. Wind advisory remains in effect from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. What? Winds
So, yeah, our storms are starting to
miles per
act a
hour,
little bit funny,
35 miles per hour expected.
as they always do.
Portion of central Alabama. When? From 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Trees could be blown down and a few power
Okay, so some gusty winds now approaching. Guntersville has moved over Union Grove,
especially for high-profile vehicles.
now moving toward Guntersville.
Caution. Secure outdoor
Looks like the northern part of the line is breaking off. That's going into Jackson County. You could still get some, you know, brief wind gusts with that, gusty, but looks like the northern part of the line is breaking off.
Wind advisory remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday, all of northern Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. What? Southwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour expected all of northern Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. When? Until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. At 10 p.m. At East Snowfield at 14, rain was falling.
So far, everything's looking good. It's being behaved, you know.
46, making relative humidity 91%. Winds were west at 5 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.79 inches and falling. Rainfall in the last hour was 0.1
Okay, so yeah, there could be some thunderstorms with this.
Temperature was 52 degrees.
Oh, there is no tornado warnings in this line. Like, we're not expecting tornadoes up here whatsoever.
Winds were south at 9 miles an hour, gusting to 21.
You've got a line moving toward Boaz. Some very high winds is going to be with that line. We're getting some high winds here now, just ahead of everything.
Where across the area.
Guntersville, the line is just barely to the west of Guntersville, if you know where that is. If you live in Boaz, I know you know where Guntersville's at. It's just northwest of you. That line's about to be in Guntersville, then Albertville, and then Boaz. And then Douglas. Further south, excuse me. About to fall asleep.
Light rain and fog in 52.
Yeah, there could get about an inch of rain out of some of this stuff.
The report from Valley Head was not available. Regional weather conditions at 10 p.m. Rain was falling with a temperature of 59 at Birmingham and 34 at Knoxville.
Mike, there you are. My goodness, where have you been?
4 at Nashville, 47 at Atlanta, and 51 at Tupelo. At Chattanooga, rain and fog were reported with a temperature of 48. Now here is the local forecast for the northeast Alabama listening area. Wind advisory remains in effect until 30 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday.
Yeah, everything's looking, just fine, honestly, at the moment.
Slight thunderstorms early this evening. Showers early this evening. Then a slight
I kind of thought that it would, we might get under a special weather statement. Still won't rule that out. Regardless, there's going to be some high winds with this.
10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming less 10 to 15 miles per hour after midnight. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%. Monday, much cooler. A slight chance of showers and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers. Highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35 miles per hour. Chance of
Yeah, this little bitty line here, I expect it to just weaken on out as it's, pretty much ran out.
a slight chance of snow.
Still going to watch, though, just to be on the safe side. You never know. But I know it's doing pretty much exactly what the model showed it would do,
Winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 35
which is start falling apart as it moved into northeast Alabama.
Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s. North winds around 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the morning. Tuesday night, cold. Mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows 15 to 20
So if you are in
around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday,
Arab, excuse me, trying to stay awake. If you're in Arab, let me know, how high you thought the winds were, because if you're in Arab, the line has moved past you. You are still getting some wind off of it, and you will. Union Grove, same thing with them. Jackson County, Paint Rock area, Gurley, the line's moved past you. It's headed towards Skyline, High Top, Espell, Scottsboro, Hollywood, Langston, Section, Pisgah, Stevenson, Bridgeport.
chance of showers in the afternoon. Moderate snow accumulation possible.
And I'm hoping just as much as all you are that we get a decent snow, as it seems like it's been forever since we've seen one.
Mostly cloudy. A chance of snow and rain showers.
But I tell you, I've got some good confidence in this system here that's coming in behind all this. I've got a bit of confidence with it.
Precipitation 50%. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly cloudy.
Okay, so you're going to be heading up I-59 now. Which way are you going, northeast or southwest?
Mostly cloudy in
I know I-59, runs on up through DeKalb County there around Collinsville on up northeast. I'm looking at it right there on the blue. It's actually,
Standard Time.
if I'm not telling you wrong, I'm getting sleepy, so let me make sure I ain't lying to you here.
Alabama listening area for the following counties in Alabama. DeKalb.
Yeah, I-59 runs on up into Georgia.
Wind advisory remains in effect until 30.
So yeah, that is I-59 right there.
All of northern Alabama.
It depends on when you leave. Like if you're leaving in another hour or so, this stuff
Per hour with gusts up
should be moved through by then. But if not, you're going to run into some wind, heavy wind and rain, and That's, you know, about all I'm seeing right now.
in northwest Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. Wind until 30 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure
Probably will see a few flurries in the morning, I figure, unless my radar stopped.
wind advisory for the northeast Alabama listening area for the following
I know it was bugging out a little bit there.
Alabama.
Okay, so the line is now on top of Guntersville.
Until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday.
If you're in Jackson County, it's approaching Scottsboro.
20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30
Skyline, you're going to probably get some brief, you know, gusty winds up there.
Central Alabama.
Everything pretty much heading toward Hollywood, Scottsboro, and the Spell area.
Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Trees could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult.
So again, hope you will like and subscribe to the channel. I know it's been boring, but I mean, I'd rather it be boring than us be tracking tornadoes that's destroying everything. So I'll take a boring night over that any day. So you're going to be heading north toward Henniger. Okay. What time? 11:15. I believe it'll be moving through at about that time.
The pressure was 29.7.
So yeah, I'm gonna say if you're gonna be going toward Henniger at 11:15, you're probably gonna run into some gusty winds.
1.14 inches. In Dekalbcwx Regional Airport, light rain and fog were reported.
Nothing serious going on, but appreciate everybody watching. Hope you will like and subscribe to the channel. Also follow my page if you haven't. I'd appreciate it.
Winds were south.
Help us get those likes up. I would really like to hit 20,000 at some point, but if I don't, that's fine too. You know, well, it would be nice, but
Valley Head was
it's not about that. It would still be cool though.
across the area. Rome, cloudy and 47. Huntsville, heavy rain and fog.
And nothing in Boaz yet. It's about to be in Albertville.
Carlin, heavy rain and fog and 57. Chattanooga, rain and fog and 48. Once again, at 10 p.m. In Albertville, light rain and fog and 52. In 14, rain and 49. The report from Valley Head was not available. Regional weather conditions at 10 p.m.
Yeah, everything is looking just fine on the radar other than the wind. I mean, some gusty winds and that little skinny line just continuing to get a little skinnier as it goes east.
At Memphis, 54 at Nashville, 47 at Atlanta, and 51 at Tupelo.
Now, if you're in a spell, of course, if you're in up there in that area, could see some gusty winds with this, and probably will. It's trying to build back north again, so Scottsboro, you'll be next in line. Pleasant Groves, you got what you're going to get like right now, or just a minute ago.
A slight chance of thunderstorms early this evening. Showers early this evening. Then a slight chance of showers late.
But yeah, our environment, we did warm up just a little bit.
Lows around
So I could tell our warm front did just pass, because we did warm up.
per hour becoming
We went from 45 to 50, so we did warm up just a bit.
up to 40 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%.
If you're in Grant, you're getting some really heavy rain and wind.
Showers and freezing rain in the
Over Guntersville, it looks like that's just weakening a bit, so you'll still get some wind and heavy rainfall, but there's some torrential downpour with this
10 to 15
line moving over a spell, or in Grant.
35 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 20%. Monday night, cold. Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of snow.
But yeah, it's pretty much just about over with.
Slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid-20s. North winds 10 to 15 miles per hour.
If I didn't have so many followers, I'd be in bed. I'll be honest. But I know I got a lot of people that's going to want to know what's going on. So
Cloudy in the morning.
that's why I'm live. There's not been any warnings on any of this. You know, there's the whole time it's been you know, moving into our area, there's been no warnings on it. Just some strong winds and heavy rain. That's about it. And then it's going to move its way on out of here. We'll get some rain, maybe some snow showers in the morning.
Wednesday.
Freezing rain possible.
Then clearing. Highs in the mid-30s.
Yeah, Bradley, this weather is crazy. Have the heater on 1 minute and then have to turn the AC on. I know how you feel.
Mostly cloudy. A slight chance of flurries after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid-20s.
Okay, you're red to purple, you're asking?
Snow showers.
Red to purple, like, I'm trying to find where that would be at on here. I think I know what you're talking about, though. Let me get it back up. I think I do know what you're talking about there. So we got a bunch of red. We got, really bright red colors. The only purple that I can think of you might be talking about. Let me zoom it. Let me change the radars real quick and see if I can get it to do that. And of course, it's not going to do it now. Basically, those are false. They're false signals. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a false signal. It comes back as RF. So it's pretty much nothing. It's just like the purple waves that you saw. That almost look like when you throw a pebble into the water and it makes those waves. Those were. That's pretty much pretty much nothing. Just I'm trying to think of the term for it. I'm going to look up the term for it because I cannot think of the term for it.
Where portions throughout central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. When until 30 p.m. Central Standard Time Monday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result.
Okay, so of course, as we know, the purple and stuff could usually means extremely heavy rain or hail, which we're not talking about in a storm at this point. It's called range folding. The Doppler radar emits beams of microwave energy from a transmitter into the atmosphere and uses the Doppler effect to produce velocity data output, about objects and distance. So it's considered as range folding, Okay, that's what I thought. Before I made myself out to be an idiot on here, as I'm tired, I wanted to make sure. So, basically, as I've been saying, it's false. It's false reflectivity. Basically, when the radar receives the pulse of energy back at the wrong time, incorrectly detects the distance and plots it in the wrong location over good data. Just basically a false signal back. That's pretty much what that is. So you typically you ignore those because they are false. So our line continuing to fall apart as it moves into northeast Alabama. So just a little skinny line now. So about to just wrap it up because, this line's showing pretty much what it's going to do. It's going to fall on apart, and that's what the high resolution model said it would do. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was the false echoes down there. I was looking at from Birmingham radar into that storm north. They showed up kind of like ripples. Alright everybody, so I'm going to wrap it up because, I've been wanting to see what this is going to do, if it's going to stay on a weakening trend, what. As you can see, it's staying on the weakening trend. That's exactly what the high resolution model said it would do. It would stay on a weakening trend. Still won't rule out some gusty winds, 40 miles per hour, maybe 50. I still won't rule those out when it moves through. Other than that, any severe weather threat looks completely gone. Like, no threat of severe weather at this point. I know once it moved east of I-65, there was a threat, just a slight threat, and as you can see, it's falling apart. So, just some rain and wind. That's about it. So, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Again, please like and subscribe. Help us get the word out. And also, make sure you get notified. Hit that bell option there on YouTube. If I can quit yawning long enough to actually get the live stream done. So thanks for watching, everybody. God bless. Take care. And if anything does pop up, which I doubt it will, I'll get back on. So take care. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Oh yeah, Mike, get better, by the way. Everybody take care. See you on the next one.